Welcome back and thanks for tuning in to another City and County Credit Union video. Today we're going to talk about budgeting, but we're going to break it down into simple pieces so you can get started.
Are you ready to dive into budgeting, but you're not quite sure how to get started? We've got you covered, and today we're going to walk you through budgeting from start to finish. The first thing that you want to do is write down your income because we have to make sure that we're not spending more money than we make. Once we've done that, we're going to start to fill in our expenses. Everything from gas, groceries, housing, all that good stuff, but make sure that you don't forget savings. Now, once all that's done, we're going to add everything up, and we want our income minus our expenses to balance out to equal zero. So every single dollar has an assignment before the month begins. Now, once that's all said and done, budgeting doesn't stop there. We also have to track and adjust as the month moves on. So if you spent a little bit less money on gas than you expected, you can take that money and assign it to a different category. Once that's all said and done, at the end of the month, you're going to double check everything, and don't forget to make your budget for the next month. Now, let's go ahead and grab your paper and your pen, and we'll get started budgeting.
My favorite definition of a budget is telling your money what to do instead of wondering where it went. This changes your thought on budgets from being restrictive to being put into power. And for me, this definition rings true when I switched to the zero-based budgeting method. So what is it? Let's break it down. You're going to take your income minus your expenses, and it needs to equal zero. Now, if you're panicked because you've been taught your whole life that in budgeting, you need money left over, I want you to pause because in zero-based budgeting, every dollar has a place. So let's break it down just a little more. First, you're gonna list your income. So this is all sources of funds coming in each month. So maybe your full-time job, your part-time job, maybe you have benefits coming in, disability benefits, Social Security, child support. Then you're going to list your expenses. So this is everything from your mortgage payment, your insurance. It also then includes things like your debt payments and savings, which I know seems weird to list savings as an expense, but just like if you find a $20 bill in your pocket, you're likely to spend it versus save it. Then you're gonna go to the bottom and you're gonna take your income minus your expenses, and it needs to equal zero. So what if it's negative? Well, you gotta go back to your expenses and don't start with removing your savings. Instead, go back to your subscriptions or maybe that hefty cell phone bill. Now, what if your number is positive? Now you can add more to your savings. So I challenge you, make budgeting simple with a zero-based budget and feel in control.
Does budgeting feel overwhelming or maybe a little bit confusing? Then the 50-30-20 method might be for you. Let's break down what that actually means. 50% of your money should go towards your needs. So think of things like gas, groceries, housing, etc., kind of the life essentials. 30% should go towards your wants, so the fun things in life like going to the movies, concert tickets, or maybe grabbing a cocktail with a friend. And 20% should go towards your financial future, so paying down debt or savings. This is a really easy way to break down budgeting, zone in on a high level before we start to dive into the details. So let's go ahead and get started with your budget.
We hope you found some helpful budgeting tips so you can get started right away. Make sure you follow us along on all of our social platforms so you can find additional tips and tricks to conquer your finances.